Do I read books? Does a bear shit in the woods? Okay, I just filmed this whole thing and none of it recorded, so I feel like a fucking idiot, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. If you know anything about me, you know that I love to read. So I'm gonna give you guys a slew of books that I would recommend you go out and get. Let's just get to it. Number 1, The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. I'm reading this right now. If you follow me on my personal channel, you know that I do a summer 15 book review thing where I was supposed to read 15 books over last summer and it's taken me a year to do it. Yeah, failure at life, I know. But this is the very last book of the series and I'm reading it right now, and this has been such a great book. But if you want to find out more, just go to my personal channel. I'll post a video on it in like a month or so, hopefully. Next, I just wanted to throw this out there. This was sent to me by a subscriber. Thank you, Vicky. This is a book about filming a pornography film, but it's straight, so I would never watch it. But I'm really interested to see what this one has in store. I think it's going to be quirky and fun. And it's non-fiction too, so that's cool. 100 Years of Solitude and Love in a Time of Cholera. I read this for my summer 15. Go out and get these books. I love Gabriel Garcia Marquez and everything that he does. They're just musts for any bookshelf at home, trust me. Middlesex is a lot like 100 Years of Solitude in that it follows a family and the trials and tribulations that they have to go through. What's different about this is that it follows the life of a hermaphrodite. So I haven't read this in a long time, so I kind of forgot what goes on, but there are like some scenes that I remember. This is a really good book. I mean, it won the Pulitzer Prize for a reason. So if you have any interest in hermaphroditism, I don't know how to say that word, this is a really great place to start. Anything by David Sedaris is fucking hilarious. I think the reason I find him so funny is because I think exactly like him. This is the best book that I've read by him so far, so go out and get this one. Amazing. Need I say more? Cavalier and Clay is really cool. It's really funny. There's like a couple of sad parts in it, of course. That's any good story, right, though? I read this for my summer 15. It made me really interested in comic books, so if you have any kind of interest in comic books, this is a good place to start, although it's like really long. It'll take you a long time to get through this. It's really lengthy. Blast from the Past, Jules Verne, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and Journey to the Center of the Earth. This was like 98 cents from Walmart. Girl, please. These, if you didn't read them as a kid, you have to read them now. They're still going to be just as amazing. Loved 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I couldn't put it down when I was reading it. With Scissors is not for the faint of heart. I haven't read anything else by Augustin Burroughs. This book was really good. I'm not sure if it was because the content was really interesting or the way that he wrote was very nice. But it kept my attention, and things don't upset me easily, so that's how I was able to get through this book. But people have read this book and like, no, I can't do that, I can't do that. So, yeah. Crime and Punishment I thought was amazing. I had to read it for AP Lit in high school, and I was like, oh, this is going to be such a bad book. But it was so cool. It was another one of those books that I just couldn't put down, and I was upset that it ended, and it's like 600 pages. 550, but whatever. Point is, really good book. It's a classic, so go out and get it. Everyone and their mother on YouTube has probably read this book because of Tyler and Corey from 5 Awesome Gays, but there's a reason that they recommend it. It's an amazing book. It's really funny, it's really sad, and I just think it's a great story. It just is. A great story. I am not myself these days, by the way. It's about drag queens. Perfume is a book that I read for my summer 15. It is a great book. It's really interesting. I love the idea, and I think that's what kept my interest so long, because the idea was so unique and original. So, kudos. Grapes of Wrath gets a bad rap because people had to read it in high school or something, and it's so long. But I loved it because it was just a really cool... Maybe I just have a thing for like following families and the trials and tribulations they go through. But this was like a cool take on the depression. Well, not a cool take. A nice take. An interesting take on the depression. And that looks like Ian McKellen, isn't it? Is that Ian McKellen? I bet you it's Ian McKellen. Or is that John Steinbeck? I'm an idiot. Whatever. Glass Castle was tough to read, but it was interesting. Same thing as Augustin Burroughs. Running with Scissors. It's tough to read. If you're like easily bothered, don't read it, but it's a great memoir in the end. Last but not least, Life of Pi. If you know me, you knew this was coming. My favorite novel ever. I've read it countless times and I cry every single time. This is actually a copy that a subscriber sent to me that Jan Martel signed. Let's see if I can get to the page. It says, "To Will, may your lifeboat overcome every storm. May you reach the coast of Mexico. Okay, well, Monday was Chris. Yeah, you're having fun in Cuba. You won't see this until next week, so welcome back from Cuba, I guess. Jordan, you're probably in your room right now listening to me make this video, so moving on to Ben. Ben, I just wanted to comment that the very first Stephen King novel that I ever read was The Dark Half, and it was my favorite too, but I've only read two. I've only read The Dark Half and The Shining. The Shining was really disappointing because I guess the movie was so great, so maybe his other ones will be good. I'm sure they will be. It was the first book to ever give me nightmares. Chris Murphy, I just can't wait to see what kind of books you read tomorrow, and also I really hope you land your job at Disney or wherever you audition, because that means that 4 TPGers are going to be in Florida this summer. Ben, me, Jordan, and you, and then Chris can come, hopefully. Anyway, this video is long and tedious. I will talk to you peeps later. Bye. Also, really quickly before I go, I just wanted to add that the reason I do book reviews on my channel is that I want to promote literacy. A lot of people tend to not read because they don't think that they'll find a book that speaks to them. There is a book out there that you will like. It's just people are too lazy to go out there and find that book. That's why I tend to do book reviews, and I hope that people will see that, oh, maybe there is a book out there that I'll be interested in reading. Anyway, that's just why I do them and why I love reading, because they take me to a different spot, and it's nice to get away from reality every once in a while. I'm just gonna stop rambling. Anyway, I will talk to you peeps later again. Bye.